Hello, everybody. Welcome. My name is Chef Rob. My son Chris is here, and we are going to make some Brooklyn style soft pretzels with a dipping sauce. Okay. So if you want to make that dipping sauce, we'll make it later on. Okay. I want to thank the Hop Hog Public Library for having me. Many years being there, 8, 9 years we're at the Hop Hog Library. It's great. So everybody, it's probably your first time making pretzels. I want you to learn how to do this, how to make it really simple for you. Please don't worry. If you have any questions, please let us know. Okay. First thing you want to do. Okay. This is going to take a while. You're going to make the pretzels about an hour and a half from now. It'll be after the class, but you're going to have the YouTube video that you can go back to and watch over and over again to make sure everything comes out right. Okay. It's going to go nice and slow. Take any notes that you want to take. Okay. First thing we want to do is take 1 full cup of the whole milk, put it onto our burner, and now let's just get this to 110 degrees, okay? If you have a little thermometer, it will certainly help, okay? And then just kind of keep it in there, keep watching after it, okay? It'll probably take me about 2 minutes to get to the 110. This just came out of the refrigerator, so it's ice cold, but it gets cooked quick, all right? In the meantime, I know a lot of you have kits from the library. I want you to take the bag with the flour that has the little bit of brown sugar at the bottom. What that is 1 cup of flour and 3 tablespoons of brown sugar. Okay. So I am going to make it just so you could see how you can make this again at home. 1 full cup of the flour. I want to take 3 tablespoons of packed brown sugar. Okay. I just kind of press it right up against the side of the bowl, just like that. And now let's just you can take your hands, you can take a wire whisk. You just want to kind of mix this all up really good together. Okay. And now you should have, the recipe calls for 10 tablespoons of butter. I only want you to use 2 right now. It should be kind of soft, okay, kind of room temperature, the 2 tablespoons of butter, okay. And I'm just going to cut this off right here, okay. I'm going to show you room temperature butter should be just like that. See how you can kind of press your finger in there, just like that. That is it. You don't want it melted. You don't want it ice cold, okay? You don't want to preheat your oven yet to the 450. That is way later on, so hang in there. Again, just keep putting that thermometer into that milk. As soon as you see it get to 100, just stay with it, okay? Because it's going to go to 110, okay? I'm about 75 right now, okay? So everybody, you should have gotten a packet of the instant yeast. Okay, there's different brands that are out there. So if it's a different color that you have, don't worry. Just cut this little top off just like this. Okay. Sprinkle that into the other bowl. Okay, medium-sized bowl. And then when this gets to be 110 degrees, we're going to put the milk in with the yeast, and we're just going to let it sit for about 2 minutes. The yeast, we're just going to kind of let it rest, okay? I'm at about 85 degrees right now. As soon as it starts going up in temperature, it's really going to get to 110 really quickly, okay? You should have a bag of baking soda. Okay, that is 1/3 of a cup. Please don't use that until an hour from now, okay, at least. Okay, and then you have a little bag with pretzel salt in there. That's way at the end, about another hour and a half. Okay, and then I know you have one other bag, and that is 1 1/4 cups of flour, and it has 1 teaspoon of table salt in there. You're going to be using that soon. Okay, I'm just going to check my temperature on this. Again, if anybody has any questions, comments, you want to go over anything, you need help with anything, please let me know. Okay. All right. I'm at 90 degrees right now. getting right up to 100. See how that is moving pretty quickly now. I am actually going to turn my burner off, okay, because I don't want it to go past that. Be really, really cautious. See how it's actually going to the 110 right now. It's actually about 113, well, actually about 115. So I'm going to actually let that sit just a little bit. Okay, just kind of get some of that steam off it. Just let it, got to get it to 110. Really matters. Okay. In the meantime, I'm going to go over a couple things while you're probably having the same problem like I would be having. You're going to need a baking pan. This is later on, but just so you can get prepared, have a piece of parchment paper or those silicone baking mats. Okay. I prefer the parchment paper just because it leaves the brown spots. You can scrub it off the silicone baking mat, but why not just use the paper and then get rid of the easy cleanup, right? Okay, let me just check on this, see if it went down just a little bit. All right, that's perfect, 110. So I am just going to take it, pour it right over the yeast. And now for 2 minutes, I am just going to let that sit and rest. Okay. Turn that away. Okay. You are going to need something to seal the bowl with the yeast, the milk, and then when we add the flour in a little while, you need to make sure there's no air getting through this. Okay. Very, very important. Okay. So I am just going to take this butter. I'm going to actually just dice this up and I'm going to add it right into my little flour mixture right here. Okay. So we are just using the flour with a little bit of brown sugar in it. Okay. So soft. It's a little hard to dice, but that's okay. Make sure you have all the butter in there. It really does matter. Okay. Okay. So we will be making a dip in a little while my pretzels are cooking, because I made some dough earlier because I wanted to show you how to make the pretzels and how to treat the dough. Okay, so if you are making dip with us, it is just mayonnaise, Dijon mustard, brown sugar, and apple cider vinegar. And it's on the recipe from the Hot Dog Library in with your kit, okay? Or it should be probably online, I would assume, okay? Okay. We are going to take this flour mixture, just toss it around a little bit with the butter. Just kind of break it up into little pieces, just like that. And then we're just going to gradually add this into the yeast mixture, okay? So, see how this is right here? Okay, we let that sit for about 2 minutes. We're just going to add this in here. Remember, this is just the flour with the brown sugar bag in there. Mix that in. And then you have another bag that I know you had kits from. That will have in it 1 full cup of flour and a 1/4 cup. Okay, so we're going to gradually add in another cup, a 1/4 cup, and then 1 teaspoon of regular table salt. Not your pretzel salt, just regular table salt. That is what is in the bag, okay? So slowly mix this. We just want to mix this dough just until the flour is all gone, okay? It is very, very important, okay? Out of all of the steps that we take today, we need to put this in a warm spot in your home. So if you do, I don't know if you have the heat on today. I know we're getting to that time of the year where we don't need that heat anymore. And some people have certain times of the year, they say, no more heat. I'm not turning it on regardless. But it needs to be in a very warm area. So even if you got to turn on your heat for a little bit, the dough does need to double in size, okay? So I am just going to take this cutting board that I'm using here. I am dusting my work surface just like that, just lightly, okay? I'm going to take all of this dough out. I'm dropping it onto the flour, okay? Don't use your hands because you will get it all over your hands and you will lose all your dough, okay? You can kind of just go like that off of your spoon or spatula, whatever you may be using, okay? Now, I just want you to let it there for a second, okay? I don't want you to touch it. Now, and again, if anybody, whoever's making it with me, if you need me to slow down, please let us know because we want it to come out really good for you. We don't want to go too fast, okay? So everybody, this is important. Don't touch the dough because you will get it all over your hands. Go underneath where all the flour is, lift it up. Okay, see the flour there? And now just kind of roll the dough in the flour. Don't touch the dough yet. Just get it into the flour, and that is really it. Okay. Now, very lightly for 5 minutes. Okay, it is 2:16 on my clock here. So for 5 minutes, very gently, you're going to knead the dough. Just kind of fold it over. Just like this, okay? So you're probably saying, what are we going to do for 5 minutes? You know, is Rob not going to talk or what? So, no, I'm going to talk. I want to tell you all about the different classes we have coming up this week. I want to tell you different things about these pretzels, okay? So I will keep an eye on the clock. If it seems to get a little sticky, you can just redust your work surface just like this, okay? Just very lightly, and you're lightly kneading the dough, okay? You're gonna get about 6, maybe 7, 8 pretzels at the most, okay, out of this, okay? I'm gonna show you how to cut these, okay, into the strips. You're gonna bake them in a 450 degree oven for 10 to 12 minutes. Please take the rack from down below your very low rack and move it up 1 notch. Okay, you can do that now if you wanted. If you're not kneading the dough with me right now, and then you can put a sheet of aluminum foil right across the rack above, not that rack, the rack one right above. I'm just giving it a light dusting again of flour. Okay. And these will go in the 450 oven for about 10 to 12 minutes. Usually around 10, it seems to be good enough. Now, on your recipe, it says 10 tablespoons of butter. We used 2 already. You don't have to use the other 8 if you don't want to, but if you want to, this is when you use it. Way later on, after they are baked and they are still warm, you melt the butter and you just kind of dip the pretzels down in the butter and just put it on a wire rack and let that butter drip off. So it's almost like those pretzels you see at the mall, okay, where they're very buttery and all that. But these are very good without that butter as well. So I just put that option out there for you, okay? All right, so still a couple minutes. What did we say, 2:14, Chris? Is that when we started?
16.
16, okay, so yeah, a couple minutes still. So let me give everybody, as we're kneading this dough, I'll give everybody my schedule. First of all, my Facebook page is Simply Creative Chef Rob. So if you'd like to see some of my classes, please go to it. Some are on Facebook, some are on Zoom, some are on YouTube, okay? Tomorrow at 1 o'clock, Hicksville Public Library Facebook page, vegetable bolognese with a norchette pasta and a vegetarian chopped salad. And then tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, the West Islip Public Library, a Zoom class. And that we will be doing a grilled zucchini and a lemon herb vinaigrette with pine nuts and Romano cheese on it. And also tomorrow night with that dish, we are going to do a sheet pan dinner, an Italian chicken ciabatta. Okay, sheet pan dinner. Okay, just about another minute for me. And this will be good. You are going to want to put a little bit of oil, a little bit of olive oil if you can. See how I have this here? Just kind of lightly drizzle it in the bowl. That is all you need. You need about a half a tablespoon, that little, okay? It's just so it doesn't stick to the bowl, okay? This is a really, really good dough. Okay, you will love this. If you don't want to use the salt and you want to put cinnamon sugar on it, just like I was saying before with the ones like in the mall, you could do that as well. Okay, my dough is done. So if you can see what it looks like, mind your pizza dough. I'm just gonna move this oil around just a little bit. And now I am just going to take some plastic wrap. This is good wrap. This really seals it really well. Remember, I don't want any air to get through. Okay, so I did turn on my heater, so I'm gonna go put this over by the heater. You want this to sit for at least an hour. Okay, it might even take an hour and a half. Okay, depends how warm your house is. If it's cool, it could take longer. But you really want to make sure no air gets through and it doubles in size. Okay. All right, so everybody, I'm going to put this right next to my heater. Now, everybody, this one here is dough that I made about an hour and a half ago. Okay, so in an hour and a half from now, this is what you're going to need to do. Okay, just getting some gloves out. I'm getting everything ready because I have my pan with my parchment paper right here. Okay. This you don't have to do. This now you can kind of just sit back and just kind of watch and take notes, okay? I do want to get 3 cups of room temperature water, almost a little warmer than that, 3 cups. And then I'm going to use my baking soda. This is when you're making the pretzels later. Okay, this is something that I can't prepare ahead of time because I get it warm. Okay, so I am going to put the room temperature to warm water in here. And now I want to take that bag from your kit that has 1/3 of a cup of baking soda. Okay, and I'm just going to kind of spread it throughout right here. I'm also going to get my pretzel salt ready. Okay. If you can see, there's little piles of the baking soda. Just kind of whisk that around. Okay, just like that. You really do need to do this for the pretzels to come out correct. Okay. Okay, let me get my dough out from earlier today. Okay. Now, what I want to do is I want to deflate this. I want to get all the air out. So what I do is just kind of press it down. Okay. I'm just getting all of that air out of it. See how that is? Just like that. Okay. This is really good dough. I am going to take some flour. I'm going to dust my board here very lightly. I'm going to take my pretzel dough out on here. And now I'm just going to kind of spread this out. Okay, it should be really nice and soft. If it doesn't feel nice and soft and like where it'll keep pushing out, let it sit a couple minutes and let it just rest, okay? Okay, just kind of stretch this out here. It is really important to cook these at 450 and very important to put that aluminum foil on that rack above, okay? Because that will prevent them from getting too dark too quickly, okay? I will show you how the pretzels will come out. Okay, so I'm going to make about 6 or 7 of these. I'm going to cut this into strips, just like this. Three. And if you don't see that your dough has risen, keep it sealed until it has really gotten really high. Okay, it really does matter. So I'm going to slide these all over here. Now you can make these in different shapes. So the easiest way, pretzel nuggets. Pretzel nuggets be the easiest because you don't have all the twisting everything, but it could be fun. I'm just going to open up my pretzel salt. I have my baking soda and 3 cups of water solution right here. I'm just going to pour a little bit of salt. Now, all the salt that came in the kit, you probably are not going to need it all, but I give you extra just so you have it, okay? So you want to make this about anywhere from like 14 to 20-inch rope, okay? And then you could just kind of twist this into a pretzel. So you just want to kind of fold it over and then go just like that, and make sure it is spread out really, really good. Okay. Sure has that knot in the middle there. Okay, this hangs over. Make sure it's separated just like that. And now I'm going to leave these all to the side for right now. I want to show you different shapes that you can do. Okay, and then you can decide which way you want to do it. And then also taking the dough and kind of slapping it down from the middle, that will kind of help it stretch, okay, and get nice and long. So if you want to make a pretzel twist, you can just kind of go, just go right over the dough and just keep switching hands, okay? Let's go with that, make a nice braid. Okay, give this one more twist, just like that. So I'm going to leave that right over here. Make another one just like that. See, the dough just keeps stretching, but be really gentle with it, okay? And then over, under, over, under. You can make this at Valentine's Day into hearts, shamrocks, and St. Patrick's Day, whatever you want to make it into. Okay, and I'm going to show you how these come out. I'm going to show you them baking in the oven. Okay. Just going to kind of, I'm pinching the dough together so that way I can just kind of go like this, and you can take your palm of your hands and very gently just kind of roll it out. Okay. And that really helps it stretch as well. Okay. So just going to kind of go over, another twist. I'll do a round one in a minute. And just kind of pull it so they're all kind of even. I'm going to put that over here. We have 3 left. So while your dough is rising, you go find something to do for a while. Okay. Again, can't tell you the importance of making sure that the dough really does sit and double in bulk. Okay. So now we're just gonna kind of go over here. So I'm gonna do that braid, but I'm gonna make it into a circle. So you make the same way with the braid, okay? And then you just kind of pull it a little bit to make it into a circle. You can kind of just go just like this and just kind of pinch the dough together. Okay, and then you could take your fingers in the center and just kind of stretch it a little bit. Okay, it comes apart, you just kind of pinch it together. You got that one right there. Okay, I have my oven on at 450. Okay, so it's already preheated. These do cook very, very quickly. 10 minutes should be probably the most that you will need. Okay, gonna make a regular traditional pretzel too. And then I really want to spread this out. You have to actually bring that dough underneath and over. And then just kind of separate this here. Okay. Just kind of pinching that out just a little bit. Leave that to the side. How about some pretzel nuggets, Chris, huh?
Sounds good.
All right. Okay. So just take a few just like this. Cut. So I got about 6 out of this. Just kind of roll them just like this. They're going to grow in size because of the baking powder. Okay, now what we have to do is deep dip each one into the baking soda solution. Okay, so if you watch what I'm doing, okay, a lot of the baking soda solution will tend to settle on the bottom. Just give it a little stir right before you're about to do it. Very important that you kind of shake off any excess water, okay? But you want that baking soda solution on there. And then we're going to put a little bit of salt on here. Okay. Don't overpower it with salt because you'll be taking a lot of it off. Okay. Because when it's too much salt, you really don't taste that nice dough. Take our pretzel. Let's go like that. Go like that. Sometimes they fall a little bit apart and you just replace them. This is our circular one. You can make these all year long. They're really good. Take our braid. Anybody out there with any questions for us?
Nope, don't see any.
All right. Again, anybody has any questions, please let us know while we are here. Okay. Just going to let that down there. And it will still stay a little bit wet, which is just fine. Okay. You're going to have some solution left over, and that is all fine. But you do need that combination of a 1/3 cup of baking soda and 3 cups of warm water. Okay. I want to redo this one. I'm going to make another braid with this one. Twist that one right over. Just keep twisting. I'm going to make a circle one. I like those. And then just kind of pinch it together like that. Shake off the water. Put it right here. Make sure they're spread out nicely. They should not grow into each other. Okay. Okay, time to take some pretzel salt. And I want you to see how little I am actually putting on there. So you may have extra pretzel salt, which is totally fine. Just save that for another time. Put a little bit on the little nuggets here too. And then we're going to show you how they're in the oven, going into the oven, and then we're going to make the dip while they're cooking. Okay. I forgot this guy here. There. Okay. So Chris, let's go put these into the oven. Okay. Show everybody the aluminum foil on the rack above. Okay. So you could see I'm opening my oven. I'm putting it on the lower rack. I have a sheet of aluminum foil on the rack above. And I'm going to close that. I am going to put the timer on for 10 minutes. And we'll come back and check them. In the meantime, let's make some sauce. This sauce, please make it, have it on hand with these pretzels. They're really good. The pretzels by themselves, really good. You can always make a cheese sauce too. Okay. So first thing we want to do is, just like in the pretzel recipe, 3 tablespoons of brown sugar. Just make sure you just kind of make it nice and packed, but nice and smooth against the sides. Okay, layer that right there. I have some mayonnaise, some apple cider vinegar, and some Dijon mustard. Okay. So we are going to take a quarter of a cup of the mayonnaise. Just dump that right on top right here. You just a dot more. And now a 1/3 cup of Dijon mustard, any type of Dijon mustard. So we're just going to squeeze that right on top. Some people like more mustard. Some people like just that little hint of it. Okay. And then we're going to put a 1/2 tablespoon of the apple cider vinegar. If you have the apple cider vinegar, it really works well for this. Okay. And that is really just like a splash. Okay. That is really it. We're just going to whisk together our sauce, and we want to kind of break up that brown sugar down there. Whisk it really good. Just going to get rid of the salt. We're going to take this dip and we're just going to put it into a nice dressier bowl than this kind of restaurant style bowl. Okay. I always suggest you around 8 minutes, go check on the pretzels. Okay, take a little peek, but close that door pretty quickly. You don't want that 450-degree temperature coming down. Okay. Again, I'm just going to recap what we went over. So if this way anybody has any questions, okay. Very important, whole milk. Okay, try to use the whole milk. I know a lot of us keep 1%, 2%. For a recipe like this, you really need the whole milk. So 1 cup, bring it to 110 degrees. If you have a little temperature gauge, just put that in there. Okay. As soon as you do that, you're going to put your yeast packet into the milk. Let it sit for about 2 minutes. Let it rest. Then you're going to take your bag that has 1 cup and 3 tablespoons of brown sugar in it. Kind of just break it up a little bit. Add it into the yeast mixture. Add your 2 tablespoons of butter into it. Okay. Once you add the 2 tablespoons of butter in there, go and get your 1 1/4 cups of flour additional and the 1 teaspoon of salt. That's the table salt. You're going to mix it in the dough really good. Okay. Then you're going to dust the table, okay, or whatever work surface you're on, and you're going to knead the dough very gently for about 5 minutes, okay? Try not to cut out at 3 minutes, say, oh, this is good enough. It really needs to get really moved around really good, okay? While after you're done with the dough, you put it into an oiled bowl, put some wrap on it, make sure no air gets through it, and go find the warmest spot in the house, okay? And let it sit there for a good hour to an hour and a half. If you go there in about an hour, hour and a half, and it's not doubled in bulk, give it some time, okay? You want to be able to punch it down and feel that air come out of it, okay? Then you are going to go over to a nice long deep pan just like this and take the third cup of the baking soda and 3 cups of warm water. Just kind of mix that around. You're going to have your pretzel salt ready. Okay, have that handy, and then have your baking sheet all ready with some parchment paper or a silicone baking mat on it. Okay, and make the pretzels, dip them in the solution, put them on your pan, and sprinkle a little salt. It's going to go in the 450-degree oven for about 10, 12 minutes the most, okay? If you want cinnamon sugar on it, that would work fine as well. Again, about the extra butter, there's 8 tablespoons left. So 1 stick of butter is still left of the butter. It's only if you like them really buttery. If you don't want the calories, don't do it, okay? So if you want to take them when they come out of the oven and they cool just a little bit so you can handle them, just dip them in melted butter and put them like on a wire rack and just let the butter kind of drip off, and really, really good, okay? But these are really, really good without the butter too, okay? Let's see. As far as the dip sauce, let me give you the recipe real quick, and then we're going to go check on our pretzels. It is a 1/4 cup of a good quality mayonnaise, a 1/4 cup of Dijon mustard. It's a 1/2 teaspoon, okay, so very little bit of apple cider vinegar, and 3 tablespoons of brown sugar. Mix it around really good, and you will have a really good dip just like this. So put this in the center of whatever you may be serving it with. Okay, I am going to get a nice platter out. So we can put our pretzels right here. I'm just going to put the dip right over here. So let's go to the oven and just kind of check out. Yeah, see how they're doing. See, they got just a little bit more to go. They are starting to get brown. Make sure they are under that aluminum foil really, really good. We have about 3 to 5 minutes left, okay? Because I put it on for 10 minutes. While we're waiting for these pretzels, let me go over the rest of the week of my different schedule, okay? If you're watching this after, I think today is April 17th, is that correct, Chris?
18th.
This is, okay, so this is the week of the April 18th. So if you're watching this in July, my schedule, okay, you just have to go to my Facebook page to see my schedule, and it's simply Creative Chef Rob. So let's see, we're up to Tuesday at 3 o'clock, Facebook page. At the Deer Park Public Library, I'm making a grandma-style spaghetti pie. Okay, really good dinner, really easy to make. And then on Tuesday night at 7 o'clock, chocolate banana snickerdoodle bread. And that's at the Glen Cove Public Library, and that's on their Zoom. Okay. Wednesday, we will be at the Pound Ridge Public Library at 4:30 on their Zoom, and then Oyster Bay at 7 o'clock on their Zoom. In both classes, we're going to be making a spring lemon blueberry scones. Okay, they're really good. It has like a lemon glaze on it. On Thursday, we are at the Emma Clark Public Library, 7 o'clock. We're going to make a spring asparagus tart with a lemon mascarpone on it. That's an Italian cream cheese. And then we're going to do a panko crusted chicken Milanese with some blistered tomatoes with it. It's really tasty. Very colorful for spring, too. And let's see, on Friday at 4 o'clock, it's on Zoom. We will be at the Farmingdale Public Library. You don't need an ice cream machine for this, but if you want to make a swirled blueberry crumb cake ice cream, please come along, make it. It's really delicious. Okay. Very easy to make. And you're going to make it along with me. So you can get the recipe from them right now. And Friday night at 6:30, you're going to be doing a shrimp, feta, and orzo salad. Okay. And that will be at the Wading River North Shore Public Library. And we'll be doing that spring asparagus tart there as well. Saturday, no class for us. And then on Sunday at 4:30, we will be at the Boone County Public Library in Kentucky. Okay, so and that will be on, I believe it's the Zoom, I see. So, but double check on that. And we're going to do a strawberry Danish. Okay, and then we're going to make a panko crusted chicken with a fresh mozzarella, blistered tomatoes, and fresh spinach. Okay, let's go check on our pretzels. Chris, I'm just going to say 2 more minutes. The nuggets are just about done, but I want to give the others just a minute. So I'm putting this back on at 450. We'll just give it 2 minutes and they will be all done. Okay, so I know we don't have any questions out there today. So I hope everybody at Hot Hog is staying well. I miss you all. Hopefully we'll get back in there soon, right? Keep looking for those kits, okay? Because we're going to be doing the kits probably at least through December. Okay, so look for them. We have a lot of different kits coming up. I know there's a chocolate zucchini cinnamon bread that will be at your library, and I think that's around June, if I remember right. So that one's not as involved, not as hard. So if this one got you, it was a little tough, don't worry, okay? It'll be fine. Okay, be nice and easy. Okay, but this one, once you do it a couple times, it'll come easy to you and you will make them all the time. You'll have requests to make them all the time. Okay. So I am just going to put this right here. So that way I can put my pan right on there. Remember, it's 450 degrees. So it's going to be very, very warm. Okay. Chris, I'm just going to go get those pretzels. Okay, so everybody, this is the way your pretzels should look like, okay? These are perfect little nuggets, just like this. Yes, they are hot. Don't you do this though, okay? This is for me who's been touching hot stuff like this for many years, okay? Nice. Circular ones, okay? I want to show everybody the bottoms. You see the bottoms here? That's as dark as you want them to get. So if you're cooking them on just a plain tray without any paper, any silicone baking mat, okay, be really cautious, okay? Make sure you put it on something that doesn't burn your table or your work surface, okay? And I think I think April 26th is National Pretzel Day. So make these for your family. So this is what a platter of the pretzels will come out and look like with all the dough you made and received from the Hop Hog Public Library. Everybody at the Hop Hog Public Library, thank you. I miss you. You guys are so great. Take care, everybody, and enjoy these pretzels with your family and friends. Okay? Bye, everybody.